Okay, welcome. This is the first scripting for ELPA 01, and today we are laying down the foundation for this project, and we've got 4 things to cover. First, the proposed title for the show. Second, the tagline and our intro phrase. The third thing is the revealing of the logo, and finally we will be analyzing our reference show to see what makes it the best suggestion to align to that. So let's dive right in. For the core of this show, the name and the branding. The name of the show is going to be El Paquete, the package in English. On paper it might sound simple or plain, but the magic is in how we pronounce it and how do you say it to make it unique, to identify us. Even though it's written as El space paquete, phonetically it flows more like Elpa space quete. Because of that, we are using Elpa as our internal handle and community brand to build an identity to our followers. For instance, in this very first episode we can say something like this is related of what we have mentioned in ELPA 01. Another example. What I love the most about ELPA is that you never know what you're going to find inside the episode or inside the package, El Paquete. Or even another example, for those of you who have been following ELPA for a while, you already know what we are talking about. So ELPA comes down like easy to remember phrase. You see, El Paquete, the package, above all, is a mental image. This is the idea. You can picture the package itself, step inside, and this will be a parallel of your everyday reality. And you can find there something expected, something unexpected, a gift, or something else entirely. But no matter what, the most critical part of any package is always the content. So what's really cool about the concept of packages is that they are recursive, which means inside a package there can be a whole world of things, including more packages, all the way down until the infinity. So I have to say that I strongly refuse to participate in any project where the word recursive is not mentioned at least once. So just for a little deviation, let's work on the lightning of the podcast. This is better, and maybe let's go with the main lightning to be more wide. Okay, that's thanks to Philips Hue. So we are all about the setup in this episode. So let's go back to the subject of the package. Unlike a house or a pet, where everyone already carries deeply ingrained subconscious preconceptions of what a house or a dog should look like, the idea of ELPA is abstract by nature. People don't have heavy internal preconditioning built in of what a package should be or should look like. Saying ELPA is like talking about a surprise or a dream. Right there, as we speak, it comes into existence. The host and the listeners are working together to model and shape what this should actually be. Now it's a good moment to maybe a music break for the complete edition of the podcast. But right now we are going to the second section, putting it in action inside the logo. Okay, for the logo, to launch this idea in everybody's mind, here's the setup of today. In the El Paquete we have something new and something borrowed. The new thing is the logo. The borrowed thing consists of the insights we pulled from studying the show Nadie dice nada, nobody says anything, which by the way is highly recommended. For the logo, we went with the concept of a loot box, a literal package that symbolizes the whole show, and it's got a clean neon gamer aesthetic that immediately gets you curious to see what's inside. This is the idea. So for you to make some idea of the picture, I could make a screen sharing. Okay, let me see how this works. This should be straightforward. Let's share the screen. Okay. Oh, let's add the input of the display. Display 001. Here, display, screen capture, VLC video. Okay, I think that you can see it right now. El Paquete by Kimono. This is the idea of the logo. By the way, I will take a screenshot for the miniature of this video. Screenshot. Let me see if this works. Yeah. Okay. There we have it, and get ready to smile. That's it. We have a screenshot. This will come right to the miniature of this broadcast. Okay. And maybe if I hide this layer, we are going back to my camera. Okay, so back to the discussion about the subjects that was related to the logo. Now let's talk about the study of the reference. Okay. Now let's talk about Nadie Dice Nada, a very popular show in Argentina, also transmitted by YouTube and by other channels. Honestly, it gave me a good laugh when I was initially told to use this specific show as a baseline for something in our category. When you actually watch it, it immediately obvious that it has a work from a very big production values. So if nothing else, we are definitely saying that this project does not lack of ambition. So yes, it's a very interesting show, and it has a lot of edition and a lot of good things to catch on. So the idea is to make a radio broadcast similar to that. Okay, I can mention a few things about that as well, because I have been taking notes, because this is a very interesting show. Let's go here. Nadie dice nada. It does not have a main idea or main topic for any program, but it's offset with brute force, because they can have famous people in the everyday broadcast. So this is something very useful, but I don't see a lot of research in all the content, to be honest. It's more like everyone talking about what's the mood of the day, which is very good to be a companion to something to watch online or offline, very podcast alike, but maybe it lacks of a main line or idea around the show. Pretty much like what I have mentioned in the intro. Maybe some deviations, but to have a general idea of what we want to talk about. So this is something, and more feedback about the show. Nadie dice nada. Oh, the sound effects in real time are very good, but there are too much sound effects. It's like it is very TV like. It feels like overwhelming of sensations. Maybe it is good for the idea of a program that is broadcasted live package, because ELPA means that at every transmission you will feel yourself in the situation of open up a package. So yeah, that's overall my analysis of the reference program. Pretty recommendable, of course. Nadie dice nada. So, having covered that, let's go to the outro. And to wrap things up, let's get a little more slow tempo right now. And I want to leave you with a thought. There are two things of immense value that people constantly underestimate. Number one is the harmonious state of peace, and number two is the silence. Silence is deeply important. But it also has become incredibly expensive for us, mostly because we, as the humans, spend our entire lives destroying it. Often, very often, with things that aren't worth the noise. In this century, though, and in part of the last century, but as a continuation in this present that we are living, we have managed two very interesting breakthroughs in this field. The first is the wall of sound, something that started in the past century. It is a